Did Solomon adopt the Babylonian calendar? The scriptures say no. Shalom. Today I'm addressing a claim that sounds convincing on the surface, but collapses the moment you slow the scriptures down. People say Solomon fell into idolatry because of his wives, so maybe he also adopted the Babylonian calendar. It sounds clever, it sounds logical, but it is completely unsupported by scripture, by history, and by the timeline of Israel. Let's walk through this with covenant clarity. Solomon's wives turned his heart, not Israel's calendar. The Bible is extremely specific about what Solomon's wives corrupted. The scriptures say his wives turned away his heart. His heart was not perfect with the Lord. He went after Ashtaroth and Milcom. He built high places for foreign gods. These are worship sins, not calendar sins. The Bible lists Solomon's failures in detail, but it never says he changed the calendar. He altered the times. He adopted Babylonian months. He corrupted the appointed cycles. If Solomon has touched the calendar, the backbone of covenant worship, the prophets would have condemned him instantly. But they didn't, because he didn't. The Babylonian calendar enters Israel centuries after Solomon, during the exile. This is the historical knockout punch. The Babylonian month name, Nisan, Tammuz, Elul, Kislev, Adar, appear only after the Babylonian captivity, the destruction of the temple, the exile of Judah. Solomon lived 400 years before the Babylonian exile. So his wives could not have introduced Babylonian month names, Babylonian lunar cycles, Babylonian zodiac structure, because Babylon wasn't ruling Israel yet. Solomon's wives were Moabite, Ammonite, Edomite, Sidonian, Hittite. None of these nations used the Babylonian calendar. So the argument collapses historically. Solomon's sin was spiritual mixture, not timekeeping mixture. The scriptures are clear. Solomon fell because of idolatry, foreign gods, divided loyalty, spiritual mixture. He did not fall because of astronomical confusion, calendar corruption, lunar adoption, zodiac identity. His sin was worship, not timekeeping. If Solomon had corrupted the calendar, God would have judged him for that. But he didn't. God's judgment against Solomon is specific. You have gone after other gods. You have not kept my covenant. I will tear the kingdom from you. But God never says, you changed my times. You altered my calendar. You corrupted my appointed cycles. If Solomon had touched the calendar, the very structure of covenant worship, the judgment would have been immediate and catastrophic. But scripture is silent because Solomon did not touch the calendar. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verses 17 through 30, shows Solomon understood creation, not that he used it for covenant time. The passage says Solomon understood the cycles of years, the position of the stars, the nature of the elements, the structure of the world. But it does not say he used the stars to structure covenant time. He adopted a 12-month zodiac calendar. He tied identity to constellations. He replaced the agricultural year. Understanding creation is not the same as worshiping creation. Solomon understood the heavens. He did not follow the heavens. He followed Torah until his heart turned. The 12 officers and 12 rotations reflect the tribes, not 12 months. Solomon's structure is 12 tribes, 12 regions, 12 officers, 12 rotations. This is covenant order, not calendar order. If the text meant months, it would number them, name them, tie them to feasts, tie them to seasons. It does none of that because these are people, not months. The calendar corruption prophecy belongs to Daniel 7:25, not Solomon. Daniel says, he shall think to change times and laws. This refers to Babylon, Persia, Greece, Rome, not Solomon. Solomon's fall was idolatry, but the calendar corruption came from foreign empires centuries later. So the final word when someone says Solomon fell into idolatry, so maybe he adopted the Babylonian calendar. The answer is simple. No. Solomon's wives turned his heart. But the Babylonian calendar entered Israel centuries later, during the exile, not during Solomon's reign. His sin was spiritual mixture, not calendar corruption. Shalom.